Good evening. First tonight, a BBC Yorkshire investigation shows that 741 babies have been born addicted to drugs across Yorkshire over the past 4 years. Leeds teaching hospitals have one of the highest rates in England. 1 in every 250 babies in Leeds was born addicted to drugs in 2015. Now that's compared to 1 in 500 across England. But the numbers have reduced over time. In 2011 to 12, there were 130 babies born addicted to drugs in West Yorkshire. In 2015 to 16, that figure had dropped to 74. Behind the numbers, though, there are people who have led damaged and destructive lives, often judged and marginalised. We seldom hear from them. But one woman from Bradford who had 4 babies born addicted to heroin agreed to talk exclusively to us about her addiction and how motherhood eventually helped her recovery. Kathy Killock went to meet her.
Lisa was 14 when she first took heroin. It was mixed with some cannabis, but she neither knew nor cared. It set her on a 15-year path of chaos, suffering and degradation. No life for her, and certainly not, you'd think, for a mother.
I was 23 and I was with somebody and we were literally just robbing all the time and smoking loads of drugs. And I think he got sent to prison, and when he was in prison I found out we were pregnant. And it was just all like a blur.
Her baby was born drug addicted, and she went on to have 3 more addicted babies.
When they were born addicted and they went into hospital, I knew that they were withdrawing, but this sounds really selfish, because heroin is a selfish drug, but I was more interested in how I felt rather than how my children felt. I can remember going to see him at hospital, and it's all vague. I think the times I can remember at the hospital were the times where I just went and scored, basically. And I can remember him being in the little incubators and nurses coming round every 4 hours, and they do them like on a score chart to see how much they're trembling, and you know, when they reduce them after methadone. But it's all very vague, you know.
Morning.
Hi, can I have a flat white, please?
Yes, certainly.
Lisa is unflinchingly honest about her behaviour, but it's still upsetting to contemplate it. She's now been off drugs completely for 5 years, has a job and lives life for her children, who are all absolutely fine.
When I first come into recovery, it did beat me up and I didn't feel like I deserved my children. When I got clean, you know, I thought they should be taken off me, there should be this. I thought I was a really bad mum, you know. I was a bad mum and I got all that guilt and all that. But then doing this 12-step programme that I do and looking at my behaviours and why I acted the way they did, it's helped me learn that although I did bad things, I'm not a bad person.
Society is quick to judge women like Lisa, but she's passionate in her belief that no one is beyond hope.
I'm not sitting here and saying, you know, I don't have no regrets. I have a lifetime of regrets, but I can't change my past. So what I have to do is learn from it and move on and just try to be the best I can now.
Lisa's exceptionally grateful to the professionals and family members that didn't give up on her. She now helps addicts herself, inspiring by example as well as experience. Kathy Killock, BBC Look North.
Lisa Batty speaking to Kathy there. Well, babies born addicted to drugs need specialist hospital treatment to wean them off. It takes about 2 weeks and most respond very well to treatment, suffering no long-term effects. Well, Sue Flynn is a drug liaison midwife who works at St James's Hospital in Leeds. She says medical teams use the opportunity to treat the babies' mothers, as the birth often provides an incentive to beat their habits.
There are some people that think that these women should have the children removed immediately because they're not in a good place or they've not got the capacity to care for these children. But I think everybody deserves a chance. And we do know with the outcomes that we do get that the outcomes are good, and given that opportunity most women will grasp it.
Well, we're joined in the studio now by Jon Royle from the Bridge Project in Bradford. Thanks for joining us tonight. This figure, 1 in 250 babies born in Leeds with drug addiction, it's very high, isn't it? Why do you think that is?
It is. It does sound like a high figure, but we've got to put it into the context. Drug misuse across West Yorkshire, and indeed areas where there is quite a lot of deprivation. It's still quite a big issue, but the good news is there is a national trend. The numbers of babies that are being born dependent on drugs, that is reducing year on year.
So how does your charity, The Bridge, actually help then?
We're the largest charity in Bradford, providing support and treatment services to people with drug problems, and basically we aim to help people quit drugs and then rehabilitate in their lives, get back into employment, training, education, and become a productive member of the community. That's our aim.
We heard Lisa Batty talking in that report there, saying that one of her concerns was that if she went forward for help, perhaps the children would be taken away from her, the baby would be taken away. Is that something that's of great concern to a lot of mothers?
It is, and that's why Lisa is so courageous, actually sharing a story in this way, to give some reassurance to some of the women that are out there that feel this tremendous stigma around being a drug user and perhaps being pregnant as well. Always we put the welfare of the child first, but very often the best outcome for the child is about supporting the mother, helping the mother to get the best outcome, and with the right support and treatment, the mothers very often can come off drugs and go on to be wonderful parents like Lisa.
Briefly, is there any long-term effects or evidence to show the long-term effects on babies who are addicted to drugs?
There will be in some very extreme cases, but as the vast majority of these babies with the right professional care and treatment that's out there are going to go on to have very, very good outcomes.
OK, Jon, many thanks for coming and explaining that to us tonight. Much
Thank you.
appreciated.